How is it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4, and today I'm going to be doing a couple mod reviews together into one video. So, I'm going to be showing you guys some alternatives on PS4 for Thematic and Practical. So, Thematic and Practical is a really awesome mod on PC and Xbox One. Um, it pretty much just adds makeshift furniture, which the first mod I'm going to show you is literally called Makeshift Furniture Pack. It's by, I assume, Ashley J. It's inspired by Aslam, which is another modder I'm going to show you guys today. So, this mod pretty much just adds a load of junk furniture, makeshift beds, shelves, desk, tables that look scrappy but believable. Um, None of the beds are interactive or chairs. You will need to glitch or place anywhere a sleep mat, not included in my mod yet, if you want NPCs to use them. It's really good. It's a really interesting mod, and I'm excited to show you guys today. There's a few pictures that he added of the different decorated shelves and beds that he has. But the next mod I'm going to show you guys is Workshop Junk Wall Pack. So this is a mod that pretty much just adds junk walls that are made of just scrap, things that you find in the wasteland, things that are already in settlements. I've used it tons of times in my builds. It's amazing. Aslam has tons of awesome things that he's built and added into this game, and that includes this Workshop Junk Wall Pack and this Workshop Turret Pack. So this pack pretty much just adds like dozens of turrets that have different effects, different colored versions of regular ones. They're made from different weapons. They've got alien blaster turrets, bubble turrets. Um, they've got assault rifle turrets, laser musket turrets, Fat Man turrets, which is super dangerous. Plasma turrets, assaultron, railway, broadsider turret, plasma bubble turret. They've got the like bubble turrets that you can like lay on the floor or on roofs and stuff. They've got the regular looking turrets, the scrappy looking turrets that are kind of made. They've got cryo turrets. Anything you can pretty much make that you can imagine in your head has been made into a turret with this mod, and each has a good amount of defense. And they've got the regular turrets that are in the game. They've also got black versions of all those turrets. They still look really scrappy and old and like kind of rusted and stuff like that, but they are just darker versions. But they look pretty cool. Another mod that he has added into the game is Workshop Interactive Objects. So I don't really think that he actually updates this one anymore. He has moved on to really the other ones. This one pretty much just adds interactive versions of items that are already in the game into the game. So walls, floors, balconies, railings, fridges, cars, motorbikes, trucks, nuclear machines, the scanner from the Institute. See the railing? They're leaning on the rails. Little computer thing. I don't know. Uh, Toilets that are immersive that they like sit on and read newspapers. Uh, Aslam has just added a lot of really good mods into the game, including the workshop decoration packs. So this is probably one of the ones that I use more often than anything. I've been using the makeshift furniture pack a lot lately, but this one adds so many good things. It just adds tons of just pre-decorated like items. They added decorated shelves, decorated desk, which like is just like this picture right here, like clutter on the desk, and you can place the desk down, and then there's multiple versions of the clutter that you can add separately to the desk. It's fantastic. Decorated tables, vendor counters, and stalls like this one right here. All of these items are static, and the vendor stand doesn't necessarily work uh, as like a actual stand, you have to use vendor rugs. And I've covered this mod before, so I really won't go into much detail about it in this mod review, but I will be showing a lot of his other mods, and then also I might show you some of the things he's added into this mod since I did that video. But this is a fantastic mod, and I highly suggest picking up all of Aslam's mods. Uh, Rate them 5 stars because they're fantastic. And yeah, I'll start showing you guys some of the things that you can do with this mod. Alright, so as you guys can see, I've built myself a pretty large platform to build on, and I'm going to be just showing you guys some of the items from each of the mods. I probably won't go through all of them. I might show them on the screen, but I won't actually build all of them. I'll probably build just some of the things that really show off what these mods are capable of. Uh, First thing I would like to point out before I actually get into building all of these items is that these items do have a tendency to eat up the size of your settlement. They really do work towards your size. They take a lot off because it's considering all of those items as individual items when it's counting it towards your build limit. So another thing is that these will be in the furniture tab of the original build, not inside of USO. And then also in decorations. So the first thing that I guess I'll go through is some of the makeshift furniture items. So as you can see, it pretty much just adds beds that are pretty simple to make by yourself. You could easily do this. I did something like this in my coastal cottage build. Um, but I added a mattress on top of this instead of a little sleeping mat or whatever. What's it called? A sleeping bag. And the only difference I would say is that they added a lot of decorations, and then like for these individual ones. So like this one, there's no way that you'd be able to really do this on your own without a mod. And so you can see that I'll fall off about 1,000 times today. But you can see it just adds these little Kims kind of lying around. But these actually aren't usable by settlers. You would have to place a sleeping mat or something like that inside of this or on top of the bed for them to actually use it. The next set of beds, other than these, are these ones. These are actually really cool looking. You could build these on your own, I suppose. All you would need is that couch, those chairs on the other side, which he just uses two orange ones. But you could easily do this by yourself. The only difference would be the decorations. Then also things like this. He just adds a little bed underneath and then some toys. Then he adds these weird looking ones that are kind of like vigils or whatever. Like sacrifices. I don't know. These are kind of creepy, but those skulls are floating and that teddy bear kind of is too. Same for this without the mattress. Don't know why he did that. I mean, like, he probably just wanted to add something that was like, you can build something creepy looking or in your settlement and still use his mod. Um, but I like this bed because I like doing that kind of stuff, bunk beds and stuff like that in my settlements. And this isn't a bunk bed, but it is something more interesting than just like a plain sleeping mat. The next set of things that he added are just pretty much blank canvas versions of his beds. And then also he added some chairs, so he's just got some different versions of chairs. These are actually new. I've not seen these, but that actually looks really good. I really like that couch. It works pretty well. Of course, your settlers aren't going to use this, and I suppose that you could probably do something like that on your own. I really don't know where. Oh, okay. So that's one of the pallets sized down and then put on its side. That's pretty cool. I like how he did that. I think that's a really good use. I would like something like that in my builds. using that as a fence or something. But you could easily do something like this on your own, just with a like a railing, say, and then some concrete or cinder blocks with the thing on top of it, you know. And then he's also got this chair. One's got some bottles on it. One's just pretty blank. He added these small barrels, which is kind of weird, them being so small. But you know, just trying to add some decoration, I guess. Um, so these right here, these three desks, included actually five desks, I suppose. Yeah, all five of these desks are made for the workshop decoration pack. And so you place down the desk, whichever you choose. Some work better than others. They've got those and then some better looking ones. And you also place down this button, and that's pretty much how all of these mods work. So uh, you would place that button, you'd back out of the build menu, and then you'd come up and you would hit X on the button outside of workshop. And I already have this one activated, I guess. So I think that these are in the table section. It's trying to load everything at once, I suppose. But uh, okay, we'll go back to makeshift furniture. So he also added these, like, I love these tables. So I use this in my coastal cottage as well, just a blank version, as a table for a planter box. He's got decorated versions, so like these could be in workshops, stuff like that. It's just got like typewriter, some food, whatever. Uh, Computer that's broken down with a bottle inside of it. Just noticed that on this one, just some like first aid. These are really cool looking, in my opinion, because you can't really use a door that way regularly. And I think that that's a really good use. Probably would have made more sense to move that wooden pallet or that wooden plywood over a little bit to cover that hole. But it still looks really scrappy. He also added these that are made of like cinder blocks of different sizes. That's probably the only issue that I really have with like these items is that the smaller versions of things that he uses to kind of fill gaps kind of look a little weird. But you know, it still works. He uses all sorts of things. Like in there, he's got like a cup filled with pencils and pens, a computer on top of the same thing, just some workshop items, and these would look really good inside of a workshop. But this one would look good inside of maybe a garage or something. And then he's just got the original versions. He also adds these little side tables that you can add to your houses. They're all pretty basic. You could really do these on your own. Just a couple cinder blocks and then a piece of plywood on top, a barrel, pillar glitch, a piece of plywood on top. Uh, you could place down one of these because these by themselves are a lot bigger than that. And you could just put plywood on top. He's also got this little tiered table slash shelf thing. I have used this. I used this in my coastal cottage build as well for another planter box. I thought that they looked really cool. I wish that I had these big plywood pieces that he uses for my floors and stuff. But he's got decorated versions of like this table right here. You can see uh, pretty interesting. But like got some decorations. Uh, then same for this. He's just got a decorated version of that. Same with this one. This one is super heavily decorated. Got a lot of bottles, stuff like that. Then he's got a table that looks like it belongs in a like weapons place where they're building weapons or something like that. And I do believe that is maybe not. One second. I'll check shelves. We'll see. Okay, so makeshift furniture also adds these shelves. You will have to pillar glitch these because as you can see, they don't snap to walls. But pretty much, it's just, it looks like tin cans with a piece of plywood. Don't know why he chose tin cans as the supports, but I guess that it works. He's got these decorated versions of these shelves. He's got books and then bottles and also different Nuka-Colas as well. Um, and then he's got these pretty awesome looking shelves for the makeshift furniture. This is just decked out with food and bottles. Uh, this is a really cool one for like a living area. You could add this. It's got all of the robots, uh, some Nuka-Colas, toys, stuff like that. And these are really cool items than just a plain one that you can decorate yourself. Some weapons and armor as well. Back to these desks. In the tables section, near the end, after all of the makeshift furniture stuff, if you've had these mods downloaded, if you have this activated, this is the desk toggle, you get these desk clutter, and you can place these on top of the desk, and you can see that it just adds like some little decorations. You could do, obviously this box you could do yourself with USO, but you don't have access to this little mat and that light, which is probably the main thing that I would want to build uh, with this mod. Or like this little lamp in this corner and these cluttered papers and stuff. A little small US flag. Can't really build those without this mod. And then for these desks, they also have a terminal version and a typewriter version with a couple of the items. But I enjoy this terminal version. I used this, I believe, in... No, I used this... I haven't used this. I used... I think this one in my Coastal Cottage build, and then a couple other builds as well. And then at the end of the shelves section, he added these buttons. So if I place this down, you can see that these are red. Living quarters and weapons. And so I'll find the other ones that he's added. So like this table one as well. The rest that you will need are in the decorations section. So in wall decorations, I don't think that there are any actually from Aslam. No. But if you go to miscellaneous, you will find, if you have CVA, it's after all of those, you will find clothing shelves slash racks, food slash drink toggle, gardening toggle, graves toggle, medical toggle, toys toggle. You back out of workshop mode, you go up to the item that you want. Say I want to build garage items, weapons, let's see, gardening, and graves. Okay, so now I've activated those. We'll go back into workshop. So now that I have activated garage toggle, weapons toggle, gardening toggle, and graves toggle, you go back into the menu and you will find that in this menu I now have all of these items that weren't previously in there. So with the gardening toggle, it's obviously added some bathtubs with some plants. They also have a blank uh, bath plot, which you can use to garden whatever you'd like. Something else that he has added is some big tires that you can use to farm. He's got a blank one, and an issue that I had is that I can't actually get the items to like lay or to place into the dirt. So I pretty much just use these as decoration. Some of the other things, this is part of the garage stuff. Just some boxes full of like random stuff. He's just got some boxes full of some random scrap that you can find. Makes it easier to decorate. Added like a garage diagnostics, like like machine or whatever, with just some scrap laying around. You could easily do this yourself. Just lay some decorations on top of one that you unlock with USO, but just makes it easier. One of the more interesting things that he added are graves. So this is a pretty cool one because they've got like decorated gravestones. Uh, just really cool stuff, I think. This could be like a grave for a dog or something. Back to gardening, he's also added some smaller tires with different things. In the shelves section, so since I added garage, you'll see that he added, or since I activated the garage, you'll see that he's added some pre-decorated shelves that look really interesting. So this is just pretty much a basic shelf, uh, just with some decorations and stuff. And then this is actually a custom-made shelf that he made, and you can see it's just full of different decorations and stuff. Also, he has added some weapons shelves. There's tons of other shelves that he's made, but these are just the few that I'm going to show you guys today from the workshop decoration pack. It's been updated heavily since I last covered it, and I just wanted to show you guys some of the things that he's added, and then use it to showcase some of the other things that Aslam has done. In the also from the garage, he's added some different gardening things in the tables section. Yeah, these are pretty cool if you have like a greenhouse or something. And then these are cool for like different garage settings. Just easily place these down to decorate your settlement a little bit better. The next thing that I'm going to show you guys is actually the interactive workshop. Probably won't show you guys too much, but this actually is a railing. Obviously, it doesn't snap like it's, oh, right there it will. I guess it was just the location. So it does snap, but if you place this down, it actually lets you lean. So it says sit on floor leaning against balcony. So settlers will actually walk up and lean up against the balcony, which is pretty cool if you want to have this in your settlement. Uh, they'll just randomly do it. You don't have to like set them to do it. Same with like the other things that are in this, like checking shelves, stuff like that. Coffee machine that settlers will use, coffin that people can use as a seat, counter that someone will lean on, crate someone will use as a table or as a seat, another one of these balconies that someone will actually stand and drink coffee on. They'll sit here and I think that they'll actually weld this so it'll look like they're fixing it. This he'll be in the back of it looking like he'll fix it, whatever settler it is. The same with these different items. They're pretty much fixing all these. This is a console that they'll use. Hammer these floors, these plywood pieces. It'll look like they're kind of building the settlement. If you don't like them actually hammering, you obviously aren't going to want these. Um, this one, they're using like a plasma cutter or whatever they're using. I don't know what it is, to actually like cut the metal. They'll lean backwards on this balcony. So this one, they must be actually leaning forward. Oh, this one's leaning forward. I don't know what that one is then. These railings, they'll lean on. You can use these throughout your settlement. Chairs, they'll read newspapers in. Toilets that they'll sit and read newspapers on. Walls that they'll paint, even though this wall isn't painted very obviously. Rails they'll lean on with their arms or lean backwards on. Sandbags they'll lean on, which, I mean, okay, that's fine. Scanner that someone will actually use. These cars, they'll scrap these, or they'll look like they're scrapping them. They'll lean against these walls. Headstones that they'll sit sadly by. I assume that it's the same sort of pose that raider you find in the game. It's kind of an Easter egg in the game. It's not really hidden or anything, but it's kind of one of the harder ones to find. Uh, but they probably have the same pose as that. Statue that they'll stand and look at. Don't know why. Same thing earlier, laser cutter on the wall, but that time they're standing. They'll lean against each of the sides of this statue. Not all at the same time, but they're able to walk up and lean on this statue. They'll sweep this floor. There's animation rugs that do the same thing. People will lean on this table, which if you have a bar or something, this would kind of be cool to have. This person will lean on this table as well. You just kind of have to figure out which side of the table they're going to lean on. And then the last couple things, like this is a workout mat, and same with this uh, institute floor. I think that they'll do push-ups on them. And then on this fire barrel, 3 people stand around this fire barrel and warm themselves. So as you can see so far, with just what I've built, uh, as of now, this is pretty much taken up like a third of my build limit, and that's quite a bit. If you're trying to conserve your build limit and trying to build bigger builds, these probably aren't items for you because this will eat up your frame rate. The last thing I'm going to show you guys after I've shown you makeshift furniture, workshop decoration pack, workshop interactive objects, and the last thing I'll show you is the Aslam's workshop junk wall pack. So in the like vanilla structures tab under fences and walls, you'll find fences and walls and then like wire fence. I think that that's from another mod. Or no, this is just, yeah, so these are from CVA. But under junk fences, you'll find all sorts of like scrappy looking junk walls that I use these pretty frequently whenever I'm building bigger walls around settlements. You can pillar glitch these. Um, Maybe not like the rug pillar glitch, but you can at least pick these up with pillars and sink them a little bit if you wanted to. And then these just look fantastic to me. I use these all the time. There's tons of different ones. Like this is just cool. It's got some writing on it. These cars that are kind of leaned up, and then not even just cars, but like this. It's a pool table up on its side. Sign that says like keep out, danger, stuff like that. Really simple stuff that it really adds to a junk wall. No Respawns uses these pretty often, and it's because they look awesome, and as do I use them pretty often because there isn't really any walls that are as interesting as these in the base game. Really only having like 4 or 5 different walls is pretty sad. But as you can see, like you can use these to patch up like a whole settlement. Obviously, you can make them look a little bit more tight than like what I'm doing right now. This is really just as an example of how you can build with them. And these do kind of use your build limit up a little bit, but not quite as much as some of the other mods. They also have things like this, like a guard post that you can build. There's a couple of them, sandbag guard post, stuff like this. These really add to a wall, and they really can make your settlement look a lot better defended and better set up, a little scrappier, and yeah, I really, really like this mod. But these are the main like decoration mods that I use besides OC Decorator, which I've done mod review on that as well. But these are just some fantastic mods. I'm going to leave all of the links to these in the description. It's only 4 mods in total. But let me know what you guys think of this mod review. I'm going to be moving on to a new settlement soon. I just really needed a break from building. I can't really think of anywhere that I really want to build. Somebody mentioned the slug, and I've had a lot of requests for a lot of other places over the last like couple months. People have been wanting me to go everywhere pretty much. But let me know what you guys think of these mods. Let me know if you guys would like to use these mods. If you guys haven't already, if you do use these mods, let me know. because these are some of my favorite mods to use, these decoration mods. They add a lot to your settlement, and they make it a lot easier to build and decorate. It makes your settlement feel alive. But let me know what you guys think of this mod review, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.